Hello everyone, welcome back to Classic Comics. Today I'm going to be reviewing X-Force number 2 here. So this is part of the big X-Men, Dawn of X-Men reboot of all the X-Men books. I'm going to assume you're familiar with this and have read The House of X, Powers of X, all that. If you haven't, feel free to check out my video on that. I'll put a link to that in the description. So X-Force. Now, I wasn't crazy about the first issue of this. I thought the art was good, but I really was kind of frustrated with the story. Now, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you haven't read this issue or the previous issue, issue number 1, and you plan to, you might want to read them first and then come back, because I'm going to be spoiling some plot points from the first issue. So if you don't want that, then you can bail out now. Now, this issue is written by Ben Percy, art by Josh Cassara. So we pick up just right after the previous issue. And Professor X, spoilers, is dead. He was assassinated by a human strike team in the previous issue. Now, I wasn't too moved by Professor X's death last issue, as pretty much all the main X characters have died at least once. A few of them have died multiple times. Jean has died 4, 5 times, maybe. I don't even know. I've lost count. Professor X has died, I think, at least twice before. And now, here on Krakoa, the island they're living on, they actually have a system by which they can resurrect dead mutants. So, when Charles was killed, I was just kind of like, okay, so what? Who cares? I won't get into all the details on it, but there is a contingency plan, surprise, to resurrect Charles, and they put Beast to work on it. Now, we get them examining the bodies of the strike team, who were mostly killed. And the strike team, they're human, but their bodies were enhanced in several ways. Enhanced muscles, enhanced bones, enhanced lungs, etc., etc. They've got no fingerprints. Now, it turns out they were able to get onto the island because they were able to fool the security systems. And it turns out that they were able to do that because they actually have pieces of Domino's skin that they've had grafted onto themselves. Now, Domino was apparently captured at the beginning of the first issue, and we haven't seen her since, but apparently whoever sent these assassins flayed some of the skin off of Domino's body and grafted it onto these people, so that's freaky. Now, the assassins are all dead except for one. And Logan tells them to get Jean in there to read his mind before he dies to find out what they can. He takes off to find out who sent these people. Now, they learn that they got onto the island by skydiving from a commercial jetliner that flew out of Seoul, Korea. So Logan goes to Seoul, he goes to the airport, and he's trying to get into the computers to try and, I don't know, find something. I'm not sure exactly what. He's not having any luck. Surprise, Logan isn't really good with computers. Who would have guessed? And then Kid Omega shows up. I don't like this character very much, but whatever. Anyway, he kind of mocks Wolverine a little, and then he hacks into the computers, gets some information. Gonna skip a bit here. Basically leads them to a place outside of Korea. And they break into this place and they find that it's a place where they're 3D printing bodies. Apparently this is kind of almost like a little factory where bodies are manufactured, and this is probably where the assassins came from. They were made in a lab, basically. Jean tries to read the guy's mind, and she's finding the experience strange. And then, while they're investigating this lab, some of the bodies there come to life and attack them. Wolverine fights them off. Now, and I like the dialogue here. I gotta say, I like this. So Kid Omega, you know, he's very much on board with the whole mutants are superior, humans suck sort of point of view. And he's mocking the humans, and he says, you know, it must be kind of awful feeling knowing that you're not enough. I feel sorry for humans, or I would feel sorry for humans if they weren't so disgustingly pathetic. This lab is like a chapel devoted to their insecurity. And Wolverine kind of checks him here, and he says, you're pissed off about Chuck. I am too. But if he was here, he'd slap you upside the head for that kind of talk. I know what Magneto says, but we're not gods. And they aren't devils. We're all just a bunch of complicated animals fighting for control of the same forest. And, you know, in recent X-Men history, it seems like they spend more time fighting humans than they do fighting evil mutants or supervillains or anything. And frankly, I found it pretty tiresome. And I found it a little refreshing that at least one of the characters kind of steps back and provides a little perspective and a little context for things. And I liked that. I appreciate him doing that. So anyway, while he's fighting off these bodies that are attacking, he tells Kid Omega to go search the place. And again, there's kind of a big reveal at the end, and I won't give it away. But it is pretty shocking, so I'll just stop there. Now, overall, I thought this was one of the better issues of this reboot. The art by Cassara is, once again, really good. The story in this one is actually compelling, with a good mystery being introduced, who sent the assassins, who's manufacturing them, some good plot twists. The story doesn't feel padded out or paced for the trade paperback as most comics are these days. So I was ready to give this thing a thumbs up. But then I remembered, oh yeah, but this comic has all these white pages. You know, and there's about 7 of them. I counted, there's about 7 of them through the book. Now, a couple of them do give some exposition and some plot information, but most of them are just, you know, I mean, look at this. A 2-page spread just to give you the title and the names of the people on the book. You know, it used to be you just have a little series of maybe one header up at the top or at the bottom that would give all the people on the book, and you'd see the title. You know, you wouldn't need all this. So this is just them. You know, this is just them being lazy. You know, they're taking this out so that they don't have to come up with as much story. So, taking that into account, you know, I mean, is it... So this is 19 pages. 19 pages of story for $4. So is it, you know, is it worth it? Is this a thumbs up, a thumbs down? This is a tough one. I'm kind of torn. I liked what I read, and the art is good. You know, I mean, where is it? I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? But again, all the wasted pages. I think I'll let you make your own choice on if what I've shown you here in this video makes it worth spending the $4. How about that? And also the book is X-Force, but there's still no X-Force team. Really? Okay, so how about you? Have you read this book? And if so, what did you think? Did you like it? Is it worth the $4? Would you rather wait for the trade? And also, did you like this video? If you did, please hit the like button, and please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications of more videos. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.